Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Redneck Light. Today we're going to be replacing the blades on my riding lawnmower. I got some Oregon G5 mulching blades. They came highly recommended from a friend of mine. Well, I could have just sharpened the blades that are already on the mower. A lot of people told me it's easier to just have an extra set, and I figured if I was going to buy an extra set anyway, I'll go ahead and upgrade to some nicer, fancier blades. So we're going to go over how to take the deck off, pull the blades off, install the new ones, put the deck back on the mower. So let's get started. Alright, so this is my Toro zero-turn 750. It's actually a Toro 5000 series, I guess. But it's got the 50-inch deck, and from the factory, or from the dealership, it came installed with the recycler kit, which instead of having a side discharge, it has these baffles that allow it to chew up the grass a little bit more. So first thing we want to do is lower the deck all the way to its lowest setting, so it's just right there on the ground. And then basically what we need to do is remove a few cotter pins. First, there's that cotter pin right there that holds the front to the mower. There's that cotter pin right there, the bottom one, which holds it on this side. There's a washer underneath that we'll have to catch as well. To make your life easier, there's a cotter pin, and take this little plastic cover off of the belt. And then on the other side, there's another cotter pin down here to pull out, and a cotter pin holding the belt cover here as well. Alright, so cotter pin. Watch out, all these cotter pins have washers as well. I just put them up here on the deck so I don't lose them. Little cotter pin there. This little thing, you just push it in down here, and then it comes out just like that. Pull this cotter pin. So first thing you want to take out is this front thing. You can just have this and kind of pull it out of the way. Now the deck's just going to be a little bit higher, so be careful you don't get your fingers under there, because you'll need to lift it up a little bit to get this pin out. What you can do to help is take a fat screwdriver to kind of wedge underneath there, and then you can use your other hand to push that pin out. It's kind of like this. Get that up like this. That pulls out. And then you want to kind of push this back a little bit. That'll release tension on the belt to help you get it out here in a minute. Alright, once you've got the deck free, all the pins are out, you want to take the belt. Sometimes it'll just fall off, or you'll kind of have to come under here and undo the belt. You can kind of walk it out from underneath the mower. So when you get a mower with the recycler kit, basically it adds these two little baffles. This is all one piece, and then up here this is all one piece. So basically it enables the blades to spin and kind of chop up within this little area. Now you'll notice mine is all clogged up with dirt and even a little bit of mold for good measure. So it's not that I've never cleaned the underside of my mower. This happened after 1.5 acres of mowing, and my grass wasn't even really that wet. So I'm also contemplating actually taking these baffles out. I can kind of prevent some of this buildup underneath the mower. There's another fun fact. On these mowers there's a little clean out where you can hook a hose up. The thing is, there's a hole actually right there. That's the clean out hole. So water sprays in here and it'll get swished around this this one. There's no way it's getting in there. Notice how it has more buildup. Same thing over here. There's a second clean out hole somewhere over there. So at best I can only clean out the outside ones. This one's always going to have crap in it. So really thinking about taking the baffles out. So while I've got them out here, we can go ahead and compare these blades here. So you can see the factory blade, the cutting edge kind of just ends right here, whereas this one goes all the way up to here. You've got the aggressive notches cut here, whereas this one just got a little lift right here. So I think this is going to be a really good upgrade. And I did check online, even though they are a little bit wider, they do fit all the way around. Alright, get a breaker bar to loosen these, and like I said, you just take a piece of wood or something and get it wedged really good in there. And then you just take the nut off like that. We've got the factory lift blade and then the aftermarket mulching blade. This is supposedly a mulching blade from Toro, the factory mulching blade. It doesn't look that much different than a regular cutting blade, so I'm really kind of excited. I'm hoping that this does a lot better job cutting. So after pondering on it a little bit, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the baffles off of the recycler, because I would rather have a side discharge chute and have my deck stay clean. I mean, if it's going to clog up after an acre and a half of mowing, it's just not worth it to me. Looks like there's actually one more nut over here and another one out here. Actually, the old mower blade's kind of perfect for this. Now keep in mind, this is after an acre and a half of mowing. Not very tall grass, not very wet grass, right after I clean this. I don't know about these recycler baffles, if they're... There's number one. And number two.
Eventually.
Okay, well that was just plain awful. There's obviously still a lot more I could do. I'm going to go ahead and install the blades. It's easy enough to take the deck off afterwards. There's wood in there to get it kind of wedged. Missing the baffles, but just give it a good tightening. And there you have it. Give your blades some turns to make sure that your clearance is good. Now let's go ahead and get this deck back over and under the mower. So first we're going to get our belt routed and ready to go, and then slide it under. Alright, pretty easy. You just got to follow the belt routing diagram and make sure the skinnier part, the V of the belt, goes into these, goes toward the silver pulleys, and then the flat back part goes to these black pulleys. And then you've got that ready to go around the PTO shaft on the mower. So it can help to kind of lift up the back, because those wheels will slide, the deck doesn't like to slide. And then you can kind of just tuck the belt up there while you're moving it. But you want these two notches right here to line up with those two holes where you took the cotter pins out. So you got to have it about in the right position. Check all your belts under here. It's really easy to get to the belt from underneath over here. You can just get the belt kind of sitting on that lower skid plate thing, and then you can get it on the output shaft right there. Once that's in place, then you can start wrestling the mower into place. So start on the sides, get that pin inside that hole, and then put the washer and the cotter pin on. Do the same thing to the other side. You'll have to move the mower around because now the belt's on. It'll be under tension to kind of wrestle into place. Once you have all that, then you can attach the last cotter pin up front. Like I said before, to help you out, to give you some leverage, put a screwdriver under here that you can use to kind of lift the deck up. At first, first one will be a little easier than the other ones. Once you got it up, get that cotter pin in there. And now our deck's back on. I'll put the covers back on here in a second. If you're like me and you took your baffles off, or you don't have a baffle, you have to put the little discharge chute on here. Otherwise, that blade comes out like this, which can maim you. So don't ever run this without either a baffle to cover the blade or a discharge chute. This discharge chute has actually never been used, so I realized I never filmed a conclusion for this video after I finished putting everything together. It's been a few weeks, and I have to say I'm very pleased with the new blades. I'll say that these new blades are a lot heavier, so I can only describe the mowing experience as far more violent. When you engage the PTO, the engine actually stutters a little bit more, and you can kind of feel the weight of the blade start. They mow a whole lot better than the old recycler blades and recycler system. I've also mowed a few times, including once when it was kind of wet outside most recently, and the deck stays a lot cleaner than it did before. It still looks kind of dirty, but honestly, for mowing a few times, especially once in the rain, this is much better and very, very good. So overall, I can strongly recommend those Gator blades. They're great. I'm really glad I bought a couple sets, so I have a backup. Once these get dull, I can just sharpen them up, put the other ones on, and swap between them as time goes on. One thing I can tell you not to do is don't get the $300 Toro recycler kit if you're going to get this mower. It worked good for maybe the first 6 months, and then after that it started mowing unevenly. And now I know why, because I could never get the underside clean. But as far as mulching performance, I don't have any buildup or anything while I'm mowing. Everything gets chopped up really fine. So honestly, it mulches better than it did before with the specifically designed recycler mulching baffles. And honestly, after 50 hours on this mower, I'm very satisfied with it. It mows great. I can tow stuff with it. It's really been pretty reliable and pretty great. I'm very satisfied with this mower. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you want to support me, go to my Amazon affiliate links in the description. Really appreciate it, and hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.